Hey guys, what's up? Let me tell you a story. I was walking along the forest when suddenly I had a craving for the sweetness. So luckily I brought along some pears and I'm going to show you how to make some rum poached pears. Alright, let me show you guys what I'm going to use to make the rum poached pears. It's a short and sweet recipe, so you don't need a lot. I'm going to use a 12 cm billy can and my Trangia triangle. And what you're going to need for the ingredients is a pear. And you can use, basically you can use any type of fruit you want, as long as it's quite hard. So this is a perfect recipe to use with any fruit you might find that well, isn't very ripe yet. So for example, this pear is quite hard, and that's exactly the type of fruit that you need for this recipe. I'm going to use some rum, obviously, and some fruit to create the syrup with. I'll show you guys how in a bit. I use some brown sugar, but you can use any type of sweetening that you want. So let me set up my cooking area and I'll get back to making the recipe. So let's light the stove. And let's fill the billy can with some water so we can get some water to boil. You don't need a lot of water, just enough to make the pear float. And you're also going to add some rum, so it's best not to add a whole lot of water. This is more than enough. So let's set that up, put the lid back on and wait for it to boil. So while we wait for the water to boil, I'm going to remove the skin from this pear, because you're going to boil the pear without the skin. That's going to take me a while, so I'll get back to the video when I remove the skin from the pear and the water is boiling. As you guys can see, the water has started to boil. It's time to put the rum in. Now you can use any rum you want. Just put it in there. And that's enough to cover the pear, I think, a little bit more. And now it's also time to put in the sugar. So I've put in the sugar. You can add as much as you like, but the sugar will, combined with the rum and the water, will make kind of a sugary syrupy fluid to cover the pear. Now you're going to let that simmer for a while. So put the lid back on and see you guys in a bit. So the rum mixture has been boiling for a bit. It's time to put the pear in. What I've done is I've removed the skin from the pear and cut off the bottom so it will sit well in the bottom of the billy can. So let's put that sucker in and put the lid back on. This needs to poach for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can, well, check to see how far along the pear is just by poking it with your spork a bit. If it's soft enough for you, you can eat it. I'm going to let it sit for a while and I'll get back to you when I remove it from the billy can. Oh wow guys, the smell that is coming off of this billy can with the rum and the sugar and the pear, it's amazing. And yeah, you also have to take into account the pear, as it is poaching, is giving off all its natural sugars mixed with the brown sugar, mixed with the rum. It's amazing. I'm really looking forward to eating this guy. Alright, it's been about take or leave 10 minutes, I think. It's definitely time to remove the pear. So remove the billy can lid and let's see if we can get it out of there. Just need to get it upright so we can get at it. Can be a little bit tricky. Just remove it like this. As you can see, it's definitely is way softer. The thing to do now is just let it sit for a while and cool off, because it's actually better when it's slightly cooled, and that'll give the syrup time to reduce down more. we're going to let this boil down for about, well, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how sweet you like it. You can just taste it and see if it's reached the desired sweetness that you want. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to reduce this down to the syrup that I prefer for my pear. So this has reduced down to well, about the sweetness that I prefer. Let me taste it. Very sweet and with an interesting rum flavor. So it's time to remove this billy can from the fire and serve my pear up. Alright, we have the syrup, we have the pear, so it's time to serve it up. You just pour a little bit of the syrup over the pear. There we go. That's enough. When you're with lots of people, you can just use the syrup again and again and again and poach as much fruits as you want. But this is what I'm looking for. As you can see, ooh, it's very hot. The pear is very, very soft. You can just take some, use a spork or a knife. So now you just cut up the pear into pieces. And the smaller the pieces, the more you get the added benefit of the syrup that you made. There we go. So that's my rum poached pears done. Thank you for watching. That was my rum poached pears. Hope you guys liked it. I certainly did. It's short, it's sweet, it's simple, it's lots of flavor, smells great. It's a perfect dessert, and if you substitute the rum for something else like coffee or tea or lemonade, it's fun and perfect to make with kids. If you guys have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below this video and I'll see what I can do. I'm heading back home. Hope you guys enjoy your cooking outdoors as much as I do. Happy baking and see you guys next time.